There comes a moment in every man's life where he realizes kindness is not enough. You gave her your heart, your time, your loyalty. You treated her like a queen, and yet she treated you like you were disposable, cold, distant, entitled. Her ego, inflated by likes, attention, and validation that you helped build. But here's the harsh truth. The more you give to a woman who's led by ego, the less she values you. This video isn't about hate. It's about awakening, about reclaiming your inner power and destroying her ego, not with anger, but with self-mastery. Through the lens of Stoicism, we'll reveal 4 golden rules that will shatter her illusion of superiority and force her to respect the man you truly are. If you're tired of being disrespected, manipulated, or taken for granted, then watch closely. These 4 rules aren't just strategies, they're weapons of emotional strength. Let's begin. Rule number 1. Withdraw the gift of attention. Starve her ego to feed your soul. A woman's ego is fueled by attention. It's not just compliments or texts. It's your emotional availability, your validation, your eyes lingering too long. Every time you react to her stories, laugh at her games, or chase her approval, you're not loving her. You're feeding her ego monster. Stoicism teaches detachment, not because we don't care, but because we refuse to let our peace be dictated by someone else's chaos. So when a woman begins to test you, when her words become manipulative, when she plays cold to provoke, you must do the unthinkable. Withdraw. No anger, no explanation, just silence. Because silence is power. Your lack of reaction will echo louder than 1,000 arguments. Her ego will itch for validation, but you will offer none. And that void, it will make her question everything. Suddenly, the man she thought she controlled is no longer reachable. It hurts her. Not because you're cruel, but because you've reclaimed your power. Your attention is a currency, invested in peace, not prideful games. She'll either respect the silence or fade into it. And either way, you win. Rule number 2. Stop explaining yourself. Let mystery replace weakness. Here's a harsh truth. Explaining too much is a symptom of insecurity. When you feel the need to justify your choices, over-explain your silence, or convince her of your worth, you've already lost the battle. Why? Because you've placed her ego on a pedestal and yourself beneath it. The Stoic never over-explains. He lives, acts, and moves with purpose, not permission. When a woman with a fragile ego challenges your values, your distance, your silence, don't justify. Don't beg to be understood. Let her sit in the mystery of your presence. Let her wonder why you're unaffected, why her usual games don't move you anymore. The more she doesn't know, the more she'll try to figure you out. But here's the twist. Her ego hates uncertainty. It feeds on control, predictability, attention. So when you say less, when you speak only when necessary, you dominate the psychological frame. You become unpredictable, intriguing, powerful. Don't argue, don't defend, just move with silent certainty. You don't owe her explanations. You owe yourself peace. And peace doesn't come from being understood. It comes from being unshakable. Remember, the strongest men don't scream their value. They embody it. Rule number 3. Reject her when she expects acceptance. Break the illusion of superiority. Most men fold the moment a beautiful woman gives them attention. They accept any behavior, any standard, just to stay in her world. And in doing so, they give her ego a throne and a crown. But the moment you reject her when she expects acceptance, you tear that crown off her head. Psychologically, it hits different. When she's used to getting her way, when she's used to men jumping through hoops, and you calmly say, "No, this doesn't align with my values," you break her illusion of superiority. It's not about being mean, it's about having standards and enforcing them without fear of loss. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." When her actions disrespect your boundaries, walk away without fanfare, not because you want her to chase, but because your soul demands alignment. She may laugh, she may mock, but inside her ego trembles, because the one man she couldn't control controlled himself. The ultimate rejection isn't loud, it's calm, and it destroys her ego in a way she'll never forget. Rule number 4. Build a life she can't penetrate. Become emotionally untouchable. The last and most powerful rule is this: build a world where she is not the center. When your life is full of purpose, vision, self-discipline, and growth, her ego becomes irrelevant. Women want to be chosen, but only by a man who doesn't need to choose them. A man who has options. A man who doesn't fear loss. A man who's too focused on building his empire to be dragged into emotional warfare. This isn't about ignoring women. It's about prioritizing mission over validation. The Stoic understands that self-control is the ultimate freedom. So he builds his routines. He hones his craft. He cultivates peace. And in doing so, he becomes untouchable. She may try to provoke you, test you, pull you into petty emotional games. But she'll find a man who cannot be shaken. That's how you destroy her ego. Not with words, not with revenge, but by becoming a force she cannot influence. Your power lies not in what you say, but in what you no longer react to. Be the calm in the storm, the mountain that watches the winds. Build a life so full her presence is a luxury, not a need. Conclusion: become the man her ego can't touch. In the end, it's not about hurting her. It's about freeing yourself. The woman ruled by ego will test you, use you, and discard you, unless you rise above her emotional games and become the man who commands silent respect. You don't destroy her ego with cruelty, but with clarity. Withdraw your attention. Speak less. Enforce boundaries. Build your kingdom. And as her ego crumbles, something else rises in its place. Respect. The rarest currency in today's world. The only thing worth pursuing. You don't win her heart by pleasing her ego. You win her soul by transcending it. So ask yourself, are you the man who seeks approval, or the man who becomes unforgettable by standing in his truth? If this message resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "My energy is not for sale." Let the world know you've awakened. Stand tall, stay calm, be stoic. Your power was never lost. It was only buried beneath the noise. Now it's time to reclaim it.